Good morning. My name's Heidi Sanborn. I'm the director of the National Stewardship Action Council, and we advocate for a responsible circular economy. And I am, along with others in this room, including Dr. Brandon, worked very hard in negotiating SB 54 to be something we could all be proud of. And I want to reiterate, there's so many comments that were made today that I don't want to restate. So I'll just say the comments that she just made about the chemical recycling are very clear in the law, that we're not following it in this version of the regs. The comments about the costs to local governments and the cost shift to the producers, we should not have $50,000 fines for our local governments. They've carried the weight all these years, and it's time for the producers to have responsibility, and that's the way this law was written. And I can just say that, my biggest concern about this version of the regulations is that they really don't follow the law. And if there's one thing that this agency is responsible for, it's following the law, and the regs should align clearly with the statute. It doesn't even include discussion about another pro. That's in the law. They're not in there. How can another pro compete with the existing pro to keep costs down and create competition, which is part of our mantra in this economy? Exclusions, that is a whole nother level of not following the law. We have a member of our working group on SB 54 named Gary Cohen. He's out of Tennessee and working on packaging there. He came out of the packaging industry and had 40 years of experience and has submitted a comment that he shared with me. And that basically he's consulted with other food safety experts who are also 40-year experts in the field, and he has submitted their comments as well. But I just want to reiterate and uplift one of his comments, that based on his experience with FSMA, the Food Safety Modernization Act, and the HACCP protocols, I believe the draft language could potentially exempt 70% of food packaging found in a typical supermarket. That was not the intent of the law, I can assure you, from the people who were negotiating it. And they're very concerned of how this is going to affect other states and their state, even in Tennessee, rolling out what they're hoping to pass. And his request was that before finalizing Article 2, please pause and consult with qualified food safety experts to ensure that the draft exemptions do not unintentionally undermine the very goals and financial stability of SB 54. This is like Groundhog Day. I and many others have made many of these comments multiple times before, but this is like driving a truck through the regulations. It is going to result, in my prediction, of a lot of litigation on both sides. The businesses, when they get the bill for actually having to comply with this, that are left paying, are going to revolt, in my opinion, because why would they want to carry the weight for the 70% that are going to ask for an exclusion, permanently exempted from having to do anything? That's just shameful, quite frankly. And I'm very disappointed that this is where we are. While I appreciate the opportunity to comment again, stakeholders are quickly losing faith that thoughtfully negotiated bills in California can be implemented as they were written. And I really hope this goes better in the next draft, because I am concerned about what that means for not only California, but for the nation. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment.